Smoking kills, right? Smoking is very dangerous for your health. Now, if you're very serious or if you really believe that smoking can kill you, then think again, because a strong contender for smoking is stress. Now, if you don't believe it, let me read you some stats. So, this article was shared in one of the WhatsApp groups where they compared smoking to stress. And my first thought was, come on, no way. I don't think stress is as harmful as smoking. So, let me read you some stats, okay? Now, listen to this. Research has found that people who reported feeling anxious and overwhelmed were 27% more likely to suffer a heart attack. Study led The study was led by Columbia University Medical Center by researchers and was published in American Journal of Cardiology. The effect of stress was so profound that the researchers compared it to smoking more than 5 cigarettes a day. It's crazy, right? So look, you don't have to be scared of this. Okay? Why fear when you are here? On this channel, in this video, I'll be telling you tips to be calm. This is research backed tips that will help you become calm and delete stress from your life. With that said, let's begin. Hello guys, welcome to Rich Living Master YouTube channel where we create content to help you optimize 3 areas of your life: health, wealth and relationships. This is Abhishek, founder and CEO of Rich Living Mastery. First tip or technique to be calm is diaphragmatic breathing. Diaphragmatic breathing basically is where you breathe from lower part of your torso. Now there is upper breathing where you breathe shallow, you breathe near your chest. Then there's mid level breathing, and then there's diaphragmatic breathing where you breathe in the part below your mid level, near the abdomen. So when you breathe, if you don't know how to do this, basically sit down, relax and start breathing. If your chest moves, then you're breathing shallow. If your chest doesn't move but your tummy goes front, then you're breathing in middle part of your torso. If you're breathing and if the area below your tummy, below your belly button, if it comes further, then you're doing diaphragmatic breathing. Now, why is this so impactful? Now, this is not the only place. I'm very sure you would have heard of this tip because this is it's a 100% effective tip. Now, according to certain studies, I'll link the study in the description. If you go check out the study, they said that it has effect on your hormones. Your hormones change, and when you breathe, your blood pressure also changes. Now, they don't exactly know why. They just don't. They said further study needs to be done to understand why. But think of it this way. It's like this. When I take a pin and prick you, it hurts. Not only you, whoever I do it to, it hurts. Because that's the way it works. And human body breathing, diaphragmatic breathing is something that works just like that. It's a fail-proof method. From every research I've read, it had effect on how calm you are. Second tip or second technique to be calm is chewing gum. Now, according to certain research out there, a couple of research, one thing that they realized was what they think is happening is chewing gum. By chewing gum, they found that certain areas of brain was activated, and that activation led to certain changes in hormones, because of which people tended to be calm. And not only that, for people who are very anxious or depressed, chewing gum worked extremely well with the medication that they were given for anxiety and depression. Gum plus medicine worked a lot better. But even if you remove the medicine part, even just chewing a gum had an effect. The other part of it, they are thinking is maybe because of glucose in your gum and the effect that it has on your body. With that said, this is also another thing that further research needs to be done to exactly know why. But one thing they realized was it works. It just works 100%. Another fail-proof method. Third tip or third technique is journaling. Now, if you don't know what journaling is basically writing down your thoughts. You take a journal, you take a book and you just write down. Now, in this study, Researchers worked with 66 or 62 health workers, and they asked them to write every single day for 20 minutes about their most traumatic experiences that were bothering them and making them anxious. Now, the result was that they showed increased capability in coping with those problems. Now, we all know problems is something you just can't skip. No matter who you are, you just have problems. Now, if you don't, like, even if you think that, you know what, someday you'll get rid of problems, you'll be eternally happy, go read scriptures. Even gods, so-called gods, had issues, had troubles. So, journaling is something that helped them cope better, right? It's not that you get rid of problems, it's that you get good at dealing with them. And this journaling actually helped them. Now, another part of journaling that they found out was that people who journaled their problems or their anxieties, they were able to explain it better. They were able to put it in words better. Now, what I mean by this, sometimes something is bothering you, but when somebody asks you what's happening, you just can't explain. Like, you don't really have a clear picture on what's happening. And when you write that down, you tend to kind of figure out what is happening. And once you kind of figure out what's happening a lot better, it'll be a lot more easier for you to deal with it. Fourth tip or fourth technique to be calm is listen to music. Now, one of the research that I came across long back, when I was, I think 2-3 years back, when I used to work out regularly, when I used to go to gym, I was reading this research on how music improves your fitness. And I'm like, okay, how does music improve my fitness? And I started going through it. One interesting thing that they spoke about, something that I did not expect, is how your heart rate responds to music. When you have a very melodic music, very calm, very relaxing music, your heartbeats, your rate of heartbeat decreased. It became very calm, very mellow. The number of times your heart was beating decreased to match that music. When people listen to very hyped up music, their heart rate increased. One reason is that, look, when you listen to upbeat music, when your heart matches that, blood is pumping to your limbs. When is your heart beating high? When you run, when you work out, or when you're under stress, when you're anxious, or when you're in a situation where you have to fight, or when you're scared. All of it pushes blood to your body in order to help you fight or help you run away. The opposite is also true. When you're very calm and relaxed, your heart does not need to pump all that blood to your body, to your limbs. So you tend to be a lot more calm, a lot more relaxed. So listen to calm, relaxing music. Fifth tip or technique. I know this is something that you might have come across for sure, but it's meditation. Now, if you don't know what meditation is, if you have never experienced meditation, I'll actually help you experience it. I'll tell you how it is, okay? Now, this part of meditation usually has something to do with mindfulness. You'll know. Have you ever think back to a time where you're playing a video game? That's right, a video game. If you think this is silly, trust me, you're going to understand. Let's say when you're playing game, imagine a time where you're very, very interested, very, very focused on the video game. You're playing, fully focused. And you finish the level or you finish the fight. And you're like, yes. And at that moment, if you really think about it, the number of thoughts that were going on in your mind is less. You're not thinking about too many things. You're not overthinking. Not only that, when you're focused, your attention, you are not paying attention to what was happening around you. Maybe that's why you would have, maybe somebody would have called your name out, but you wouldn't have replied because you just did not notice it. Because of that intense focus. Not only that, your breathing would have decreased. You're not breathing too many number of times. Not only that, your heart rate might be high depending on the game and stuff, but in general, you're focused. You're relaxed. You're not very anxious or scared. That's exactly what it feels when you kind of meditate. Now, meditation is a vague word once again. There are many, many practices. One of the practices is mindfulness meditation. This is again research backed. One way they know that this works is when you focus on something. When you focus, your mind is focused on something. Your mind is not thinking about too many other things. So when you do mindfulness meditation, where you pay attention to your breathing, or you pay attention to a sound, some music that you put on, or you're paying attention to how you're feeling, or you're paying attention to some sound outside, only one, that sound, you completely focus on it. Things like this, it builds focus. And because of focus, the number of thoughts you have, as I told before, decreases. And when that happens, you're a lot more relaxed, lot more calm. With that said, guys, these are the tips that works. Now, another thing for meditation was, research also showed how it can change your brain. It can make you be able to control your emotions better as well. With that said, these were the tips. These were the techniques that will actually help you deal with stress, and help you delete stress, and help you be calm, so that you can face life in a lot better way. With that said, if you felt like you found value in this video, if you felt like you learned something that you could apply, that you could benefit from, then leave a like and hit that subscribe button. With that said, this is Abhishek signing off. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.